Hello. My name is Brian. I'm gonna be showing you how to make your own trading view indicator to have your own edge in the market. You know what I mean. I'm gonna be showing you my way of how to make trading view indicators because there's ways to automatically implement Claude into TradingView, so you could just type whatever you want into Claude and it'll automatically inject it into TradingView. But the thing about this, because I have already done it multiple times, is that it seems to run a lot of tokens, and I don't pay for the expensive Claude, so I don't like running that much tokens on my stuff, especially if you mess up on a prompt to get the Claude to make an indicator. It'll run all those tokens, and by the time you realize you already messed up on your prompt or your indicator, you already maxed out your tokens. So I'm gonna show you my way. It doesn't require to implement Claude automatically in the TradingView. You kind of just use Claude to help you out in a sense. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that right now. We're going to be opening up TradingView. Obviously, I got paper trading already pulled up right here. Obviously, you see my chopped ass entries. It's kind of me messing around. So I'm not going to go into detail, obviously, with how I trade. And obviously, you can see right here, I already have an indicator that I made that shows zones. But let's just remove all this for the sake of the video to keep it nice and simple. So basically, the way I trade is I trade with using higher time frame PD arrays, or whatever you want to call it, bro. So one of my main confluences to entering a trade is rejection blocks. If you don't know what that is, it's okay. It's whatever. It's not the point of this video. This video is to show you how to make an indicator. But I'm going to give an example, at least, to show how I do this. So let's just hop on the 1 hour real quick. So a rejection block. All right, well, I'm not going to explain it because you can do that on your own time. But for instance, right here, this right here, this wick alone is a rejection block. Okay, so you see how price taps in. I use a lot of other confluences. I don't just use this, but this is something that I use. But I look for entries on a lower time frame, for instance the 1 minute to 5 minute, but I use higher time frame confluences like this for my trades. So for instance, like if I'm on the 1 hour and this is my rejection block, okay, I want to be able to see this on the 1 minute. Now obviously I could just mark it out and trade off of discretion, blah blah, comes down, taps into it, whoop-de-da. But I don't want to use that, or it's not that I don't want to use that. I don't want to keep on hopping onto the higher time frame to see that. So what I want to do is I want to program an indicator to automatically show me these zones without me having to mark them out all the time on the higher time frame. So how am I going to do that? Claude. Literally Claude. So let me open up Claude real quick. So I got all these right here. TV health check, bro. This is from the times that I already tried connecting Claude automatically to TradingView, and like I was saying, it was running a lot of tokens that I just wasn't wanting to be ran, and it would come out shit, and then I'd have to wait a couple hours to get my tokens back. So obviously we don't want that. Now, given that we are in the Claude terminal, I do have Claude access to my computer already, not to TradingView, because I just had my experiences with that and I just don't like it. I'd rather just do that than critique it in the future. I do have bypass permissions because it will spam you with permissions, and I got tired of that. So how do we do this? Obviously you can't just, I don't know what your intentions are with what indicator. You can't be vague. You cannot be vague in these prompts. So like, let's say you're just an ICT guru and you look for liquidity sweeps, like make me a Pine script v6 for liquidity sweeps and IFEGs. This is what you shouldn't do. Know that. Claude is going to get confused. There's a million things you should do, and that's not one of them. So, for me, obviously, I want to have my rejection blocks marked out of the higher time frame, but I could see them on the lower time frame. So how am I gonna do that? Now you gotta go in description, or you gotta be descriptive with what obviously you want to put. So I'm gonna cook up a little prompt real quick, and then I'm gonna cut back to when I'm done, and I'm gonna show you what I put. So okay, so boom, I didn't even type this actually. Something that I always tend to use is this little microphone feature down here. Will save you tons of time. So obviously what you see right here, it's not just make me an indicator to show me higher time frame rejection blocks. I tried at least going into detail a little bit, but I'm about to tell you one thing that always people also always get mistaken. Now you can read this if you want to read it. Feel free to. I didn't really go into too much description, but the main things I wanted to be added was the 50% rejection line on these rejection blocks / fair value gaps, because I'm doing both. Forgot to add that, but yes. One thing you want to add is that everything is got to be customizable in settings. So it's not just stuck to the settings that Claude makes you. Like, you want to be able to change it if you can. So one thing people always forget to add, because Claude would just program you a Pine script off of this alone. You don't want that. You don't want that. What you want to do, instead of doing write me script or whatever the fuck, or fudge, it's my bad, bro. No cursing, PG-13. So what you want to ask Claude is, ask me questions so this indicator can be more accurate before writing the script, or the code, not the script, same thing, Pine script, whatever. Always add this, because a lot of people make a prompt and they wait forever just for the indicator to be shit. It's because you gave Claude very vague details. You gotta add this. Ask me questions so this indicator can be more accurate. So everything Claude is confused about in this prompt, it will ask me, and I will refrain to answer its questions to get it more precise. So, great concept. Before writing this, I have a few questions. You see, this is what I'm saying. Yep. Should the rejection block extend? See, boom. Now I'm gonna answer these questions real quick, and I'll get back, because I use the mic feature and I'm currently screen recording, so I don't know if that works or not. But okay, I'm back. I answered majority of all these questions. I'm kind of keeping this a little vague, obviously, because this isn't just a crazy indicator that I'm gonna rely on forever. It's for more discretion than anything. It helped me out during my trade, so I could have went in more detail, but this is kind of solely for the fact of the video and showing y'all how to do it. But yes, I just used the microphone feature again, and yes, this is what I did and answered these questions. So let's see what Claude got to say. I consider rejection blocks and fair value gaps with the same rules, that unless price fully closes through it, the zone is boom, just like that. Literally, I straight up talk to Claude. I literally don't type anymore. When the candle sweeps a high, bearish wick candle formed where the body starts is the correct boundary. Do you find as a wick a high to close for time frame colors? Yes, only mark the wick out, just like you said, and just like the internet says with basic ICT terms. I want the colors to be customizable in settings. I'll change them in the future. You don't have to worry about that right now. But I do want it to be faint but visible. And that is it. Damn, that shit, instead of Wix, it said wig. Low-key, I always reread it, and this is the one time I don't. And of course, it says wig instead of Wix. So hopefully Claude understands what I said right there. If not, it's whatever. As you can see, it's already taking a lot of tokens, or not a lot. I consider this a lot, but a lot of people would be taking like 100,000s at a time. I forgot to ask you more questions, probably because of this right here, and that is it. It's probably already writing me the script. One thing I forgot to add is that sometimes it doesn't write the Pine script right. a lot of writes, bro. Holy shit. For TradingView. So for instance, it'll write Pine script for version 5 of TradingView, and right now we're on V6. So you definitely do have to incorporate that into this, and you can't forget that. Obviously, I didn't say version 6, so hopefully it gets it right. From what I can remember, it still doesn't, so hopefully it gets that right. But what it should automatically do, since I already have it connected to my computer itself, it should just make a file on my computer and name it and just inject code into that file, which then from that file, we're going to copy and paste the code, and we're going to put that code into TradingView. So I got one right here. I'll just delete this for right now. Yeah, I'll just delete that for right now, and I'll create script. So this right here, when you create script, this is our terminal. This is our Pine script editor. This is our Pine script whatever. This is how we're gonna make the indicator. Claude is gonna give us code, and we're going to copy and paste that code into here. And if there's any errors with the code, so the indicator wouldn't work if it had errors, you'll see red right here. I'm definitely going more into the future trying to explain this. I'm just going to wait till Claude's done, and I'll just give you a visual example, but that is what we're going to be doing. It is very simple and very easy. If you mess this up, then that is on you. Or maybe I'm just a shit teacher. Low-key, I'm not set out to teach, but that is kind of the basic idea of what we're about to do right now. So boom, as you can see right here, it's already taken 4K tokens for this alone. If I had this implemented into TradingView itself, it would have already been ran like 20K, like for sure. So it's kind of the reason why I don't implement it to TradingView anymore, but this works exactly the same. If anything, it could be better sometimes. So it's kind of the sole reason why I'm making this video, to show y'all, so y'all could do the same thing, but also go way more into detail, because look at this. It's just 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Literally 4 prompts, and it's already writing me code for exactly what I need and what I want. Is it correct? I don't know. Are we gonna fix it? Of course. And it's very easy. It's already made me a file on my computer and everything it includes. So sweet. So crazy what time we live in now. So I open this up. This is the Pine script that it wrote me. So what you want to do, you want to Command A or Control A, copy all of it, close it out, open up TradingView. Now this is the part that could be messed up. Normally there's always error. Yeah, I've never had a perfectly programmed script. You see right here, this is what I was talking about. So during this whole script, right here is the only error. So right here, where's that at? Sometimes you can hover over it, and so you just want to kind of screenshot that and give it back to Claude and basically be like, hey, it's messed up. I'm gonna need you to fix this right now. What time is it? 4:42. All right, yeah. So boom, put that in there and be like, fix now. But this is why I do give Claude access to my computer, because instead of like pointing out what's wrong and Claude saying go in and fix it yourself, Claude should automatically go into this file that it created on my computer and edit it. So it should do it automatically. We'll wait and find out. Okay, boom, just like that. Now it should have edited the Pine script for me automatically. So now all we got to do is go back into here, go select all of it, and then paste it back in here. And from the looks of it, it does look pretty good. So let's see if this works. Add the charts. Oh wow, huge fair value gap this is showing. Now, this is literally how I got my trade. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, obviously the zones that it's showing right now is kind of very crazy and looking all over the place. But that's why when we put everything as fully customizable, now we could go in, change the colors, change the midline, change everything that we like, and hopefully this helps you. Now, obviously, I should have added that each single, PD array, rejection block, fair value gap, it should definitely say it, but this definitely changes a lot in the game for sure. Because if we look right here, look at that tap off that 50% line, and then it goes in here like, bro, if you're not using rejection block, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like, even right here, I'm pretty sure this was New York Open, right here. See how price came back down into the rejection block, and it was also within OTE of this whole range, but I'm not gonna get into detail about that. But yeah, hopefully this helped you out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, actually, one more thing before I end this video off. Obviously, this looks chaotic. Obviously, I could have done more editing into it, but for the sole fact of this video to show you the core concept of how to do it. Now, let's say I hated this. I wanted to change a few things. Now, I don't have like the text on it to show me what is each thing. Like, let's say like this is a 1 hour rejection block. It doesn't say it. How am I supposed to know that? Now, I could screenshot this, and I could go back into Claude, and I could paste the screenshot and be like, hey, I want you to edit this script so each single section labels what it is. And then Claude will reopen up the file on your computer and edit it. And now if there's any errors, just do what I showed you, and bada bing, bada boom. You can now be making your own indicators. Hopefully this helped. Subscribe if you want to. I'll definitely be making videos in the future how I trade and my strategy and everything. I don't believe in them paywall courses because everyone be trying to LARP that shit. So hopefully this helped. Bye all. Later.